Following the critical success of his past album Blonde, Frank Ocean took a semi-hiatus from albums, dropping singles on occasion while working on side projects such as Blonded Radio and different creative ventures. It seemed that these singles would end up accumulating, and by 2019, rumors began that Frank was now fully focused on releasing his next studio album. During an interview with W Magazine, Frank spoke briefly about the album, but told some important details. The album was presumably called Look At Us, We're In Love, although other names were planned for it. Unlike any of his past work, this album was going to be inspired heavily by techno and house music, where he's been experimenting with what he sees as different iterations of nightlife for music. This was followed by a series of free club parties. These parties were dubbed PrEP Plus, named after the HIV prevention drug of the same name. Using Blonded Radio to premiere new music, along with the announcement of club parties, Frank premiered two new singles, Dear April and Cayendo. These were two emotional acoustic songs being primarily played by a guitar only. Both of these singles had covers of vinyls with text saying Side A implying a Side B. This was soon realized that the Side Bs were remixes, and they were soon premiered at the first PrEP Plus party, seemingly creating a rollout for what was planned to come.
Dear April, the only face in the crowd that I know. Dear April.
Along with the rest of the remixes, a remix by Arca was previewed at one of the parties for the song Little Demon, an unreleased song planned to be on the album. The song has an entire Skepta feature and was planned to be released along with the other vinyls, but the idea was cancelled and the song was scrapped due to events that would happen later on. A new track, These Days, was set to act as a replacement for the scrapped song. A small number of copies of the 7-inch vinyl was sent to customers in New York City by mistake, but was quickly reclaimed by the Blonded team before it could appear online. Soon, Frank began working with other collaborators too, such as Bon Iver and Rosalia, while also planning a slightly different approach for the album. A new single, DHL, dropped with a completely different cover from the typical vinyl format. There were graphics on the bottom of the cover, seeming to represent individual songs, with each graphic mirroring the pose Frank takes on the cover. This theory was proved true, as 1 month later, randomly at 2 AM, Frank Ocean released the single In My Room, with the same style of cover. Later, a lyric video for In My Room was released on YouTube, seemingly being filmed at the same venue where the past PrEP Plus parties were held. The idea was that Frank would make the project be composed entirely of singles, leading the listener to create a playlist with those songs instead of releasing an album, although the songs would all release at once like a typical album release would. An entire rollout was truly in the making, and Frank was planning to drop the project whenever he felt it was right. Yet, unfortunately, nothing went to plan. In August 2020, Frank Ocean's brother Ryan Bro tragically passed away in a single vehicle collision. Frank Ocean, being extremely close to his brother, felt emotional turmoil and was deeply affected. Along with the COVID-19 pandemic in place, Frank made the difficult decision to cancel the planned release of his album. Frank stayed nearly radio silent about his next project for a while, until making the decision of headlining for Coachella 2023. He was later seen with cameras and music equipment across different countries, seemingly filming a documentary or video of some sort. Frank released and pressed new designs of Blonde vinyls along with posters in December 2022. Both posters could come together to show a message that would tell the reader this. The recording artist has since changed his mind about the singles model and is again interested in more durational bodies of work, with Frank seemingly distancing his new work from the original singles released in 2019 to 2020. During Frank's Coachella set in 2023, where he plays multiple alternative versions and mixes of his past work, he gives a tribute to his late brother, saying that an album is coming, but not right now.
My brother and I, we came to this festival a lot. And I feel like I was dragged out here half the time because I hated the dust out here. I always left with a respiratory infection or whatever. So I would like avoid coming in. I would always end up here. And one of my fondest memories was watching Ray Strummer, I don't know what that stage is called, but watching Ray Strummer with my brother and Travis. I don't know if Travis Taco is here, but we were just dancing in that tent to their music, and I know he would have been so excited to be here with all of us, and I want to say thank you for the support and the ears and the love over all this time. And I'm gonna get back to these songs.
Feel free to like and subscribe if you found this video entertaining, meaningful, or interesting, as it means a lot and would help our channel gain traction while it's starting out. And thank you for watching till the end.
Dear Frank Ocean, I would listen to your music, but you like boys.
If I could see the walls, I could see it faking.